Hey, welcome back to Restorations. Today we got another project for you that's involving this headboard and baseboard. Now, normally like, oh, okay, he's gonna strip another piece of furniture. Not this time. This customer is a repeat customer and they want to turn this headboard and this baseboard into a seating bench for her mother. Y'all ready for this journey? Let's get to it.
All right, now that we've got the 2x12 and 2x8 married together, and after we planed it, we got about 17 inches, which means that when we put the top on, we'll be right at 18 inches, which is the height that the customer wanted. Now, normally, if I had an industrial planer or a drum sander, I would run this through both sides to smooth out any edges, any little rough parts. You know, if it's a little twisted or something like that, we can get it nice and flat and flush. But being that I don't have access, we're gonna have to use our trusty sander with some 80 grit sandpaper, and we're gonna have to sand this thing as smooth and as flat as possible on both sides and on the ends, and so that we can get this ready to build the bench and then attach that bench to the headboard. So let's continue, shall we? All right, now we got to the point now that we've got these main boards sanded down. We did a little planing on them because some of them had a little bit of bowing. So we use our hand planer to plane it down, being that we don't have an industrial planer. So we got them as straight as we can possibly get them. They're looking really good. I really like the wood grain patterns, as you can see, that's coming through. That's going to be beautiful when we stain it. So now it's time to put this bad boy together. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using 2x4 pieces. And we're going to be mounting them on each end, like so. These pieces are cut to 19 inches. 19 inches plus the 1.5 inch thickness on this board and the top board, you're going to get exactly 22 inches. So from that 22 inches, we are now able to have the bench sitting at 18.5 inches once we put the top on, and 22 inches wide. It's exactly the measurements that the customer wanted. Alright, so what we're going to do is we cut pocket holes in the boards, and all we're going to do is simply come here and mount the pocket holes right on the ends of each board. Once we do that, then we're going to cut some furniture grade plyboard, and we're going to set the bottom board here on top of this, about 19 inches long, 19.5 inches, so that we have a lip. And what we're going to do on the lip is we're going to put some fascia board on this side to cover the interior, which will then allow us to have this part of the board on the back board. Maybe see it better over here. This part of the board here on the back board to be able to put screws and to attach it to the headboard that's in there. So that way the screws are camouflaged once we put the sides on, and so you don't really see them on the inside, you're on the outside. So with all that said, let's get going.
All right. Now that we got the box partially built and we're going to get to finishing that, we need to come in here and do a little color matching. So I got out my color match kit and I started looking at different colors here to try to match. And I think the closest we've come to it is red oak from what we hear. So this also lets us know that once we get the box completely built, that the seating, the box I called it, but the seating completely built, we're going to stain it red oak. So we'll have that stained red oak. We'll have this red oak, and hopefully we'll be right in the ballpark since we're not stripping this and staining everything one color. So we're doing a little matching. So what we're going to do is take our little trusty brush, do a little touch up in these little areas that got scratches. Then we'll do a little smoothing out, a little polishing. This is going to be good as new. Oh yeah, that blended in just fine. Red oak it is. And we're gonna definitely have to put a little polish on it because this is kind of like a kind of a flat. So we're gonna come back with a little polyurethane, spraying it over top so it gives that nice little shine. Alright gang, now that we've got to a point where we let some of the glue set up on the box, we need to come back here and address some of the touch-ups that we did. Now, some of the touch-ups that we did, we got it blended in a little bit, but being that it's a little bit of a paint substance, we need to kind of smooth it out a little bit, and then we're going to apply a coat of fast-acting polyacrylic to this so we get this complete shine. Right now we have these little dull spots. That's the places that we touched up. So we're going to use some 800 grit sandpaper just to lightly sand the areas on here to get them smooth. And then we're going to go ahead and then do polyacrylic over it. Then it should be nice and shiny and really pretty. So let's continue. All right, now we're getting ready to put the side panels on this bench. And even though you're not going to really see the sides of this bench because the part of the footboard is going to come on the outside of this, we still want to make it a little bit decorative. So we cut some side panels here, and we're just going to install just like this. It's a bit of a snug fit. And that's what we want, a nice snug fit. There we go. Well, then we're just gonna put some brad nails down here to make sure it stays snug. Yeah. Take the hammer. Okay, didn't even need that. And now I already pre-cut some outside molding here that we're going to stick on here just like so. Oh. And then we're going to put another slice here. And we're going to put it around just like that, just to give it a decorative look. All right, now we've got to the finishing portion of this bench, and now it's time to sand this thing down. We're going to start with an 80 grit sandpaper to sand off all the rough edges and everything that's here. Then we're going to follow it up with a 150. Then we're going to follow it with a 220 and a 320, so we can get this thing as smooth as possible, so when we get ready to apply the stain, we're going to have a nice smooth surface on it. The same is going to go for the top as well. And then we're going to put this bad boy together, stain it up, put this bad boy together, and we'll be ready to go. All right, now we come to this portion where we now got to do a little fine tuning on the top. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting a 2" by 2" section here on a 20-degree slant using our Japanese saw to allow that room, because this is not going to be able to open up completely flush against the headboard, but we want to make sure that this section here clears it enough so you can actually get it open up to that 20-degree mark. So we got it back 2 inches this way, we got it cut 2 inches this way, and now we're just going to take our saw and we're going to just slowly cut that angle, making sure not to come below the board here, and then we're going to get our chisel and we're just going to chisel that out.
All right, now we've got to the staining portion of this project, and I'm looking forward to this. And we're going to be staining this with red oak, which, if you looked at past videos, is probably one of my favorite colors to stain with. And I have a feeling, based on the darkness of the headboard, that I might have to do 2 coats instead of my traditional 1 coat, just so that we can get that close color match. But we're going to do it now. I just found out that I don't have any cloths to do my wipe down with, so I'm going to be putting stain on with this sponge and wiping off with this one. Glad I got a lot more of them. All right, let's get to it.
All right, gang, now we're coming into the home stretch. We've got our bench completed. We've got the headboard clamped on. We're getting ready to make an attachment. I was a little bit off on my measurements, which actually comes out good when I put the side pieces on for the sideboards here. But I'm going to have to take the drill and drill in a hole diagonally so it'll attach to the headboard. But then also I made some blocks that'll go between the headboard and the bench, because there's a space between there to take up that space, and then we're going to screw it in from the back as well. That way we not only have it screwed in at angles, but we also have it screwed in the back, which should securely place this headboard on this bench. It won't come off. Don't have to worry about it. So let's keep it going, huh? Now we did the measurements on the bench. It's actually 23 inches to clear it. Of course, we measured for 23 inches from the inside of the board to 23 inches into the here. And luckily, we fell right here on the knob, exactly where I want. 23 inches from this side to here, 23 inches from this side to here. And the reason why we wanted that is that because we can use this piece, this extra piece, in case we have to taper it down to make it fit the way it's supposed to fit. We have this extra wood here to do it. We don't have to add wood to it to try to make it smooth it out. So if we have to take it and attach it, now my hope is that it just fits flush against the bottom area and we don't have to engage the upper molding. But if we need to, we have this extra wood here to do that fact. So now it's just a matter of just getting it cut. So let's get to it. All right, my restorations family, we've come to the end of another journey, and we've taken this headboard and this baseboard, and we've created this beautiful bench seating area for our customer. It is 19 inches high by 22 inches deep, 39.5 inches wide, and is stained in beautiful red oak. And doesn't our customer look like a queen on her throne? And she's already got plans for storage and pillows to throw on it, so I can only imagine she is in hog heaven right now. So with all that said, thank you guys for watching another episode of Restorations. I hope you enjoyed everything that you saw, and if you did, smash that like button. Don't forget to comment, let us know how you liked it, or do you want some tips or anything that you would like to say. As well as don't forget to hit that subscribe button, most important, as we're trying to grow and grow and grow and grow.
So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Restoration. Peace.